Hey everybody, welcome back. Dude, we had such a good run last time. Don't. You've been acting pretty suspicious lately, Lazarus. Almost as if there's an imposter among us. Dude, you know what? We haven't played as Tainted Samson in a while. Anything to not play as Tainted Lazarus? Just caffeinating. Sorry, V7DC938Y. It is still Monday here. I'm having a good Monday, productive Monday, baby. Excited to play some Isaac. Yeah, I forgot to mention, by the way, I don't want the video to get demonetized, but while we were talking about movies I have seen recently, I would like to add that I watched the first half of Norbit last night. Which I am aware, as a connoisseur of movies that are so bad they're good, I've been aware of Norbit, the movie where Eddie Murphy plays, and this is like one of 7 movies where Eddie Murphy plays, 12 different characters, many of whom in this one are highly ill-advised by modern standards, but anyway, I've been aware of it, but never seen it. If you're asking why would you watch a movie that's that bad on purpose, the reason is because it's that bad. I want to see it. So it was recommended to me on Netflix after I finished Liar Liar, and I have to say, it's awful. Like, it's mighty bad, but it may also contain perhaps the dumbest joke I've ever laughed at and genuinely think is hilarious. There's a spot, like, early in the movie, Terry Crews is, excuse me, my devil deal? Terry Crews is, like, handing out, pieces of roasted chicken to his family members and everybody that's there at dinner. So he goes, like, leg, breast, wing. And then he goes, "Don't worry, Norbit, we saved the best part for you." And Eddie Murphy goes, "Oh yeah, what's that?" And then I can't even say it here without laughing, and I must warn you, it is so dumb, but the way they sell the gag is great. He goes, "Turkey ass," and then it shows a picture of the plate, but the plate is just like a huge butt made of turkey. It happens within the first 5 minutes of the movie, and I was like, you know what? The rest of this movie could be irredeemable, but it'll always have turkey ass as a joke. I can't deny that, at the end of the day, I am as God made me, okay? Well, okay, not really, but like, you know what I mean. I am who I am, and that's all I am. I don't know what that mom tattoo does, so it frightens me. But, let's see if we got an Eddie room, and then also, what are we looking for here? Not Mega Satan. Not Mega Satan. Boss Rush, and we're well on pace because we have an XL floor, and we start with a decent amount of damage to begin with. But, I just, there's a little soft spot in me, no question about it, that just says, like, I'll be leaving now. Yeah, every once in a while, something incredibly stupid just strikes you right in the funny bone. That's why, like, and we're saying the A word a lot here, so I apologize, especially if you're watching this at home with the, with the kids and they're young and they don't say the A word. I apologize. There is some debate, I suppose, over whether the A word is even a swear at all. But regardless, let's check this. 2 of hearts. Good to know. Good to know, potentially. Alt path? We do need alt path. Alt path boss rush? Maybe? I don't know. Let's give it a shot, at least. But, that's why I've always, even when I was a teenage snob, and I was like, the only 13-year-old that I knew who was watching Wes Anderson movies and stuff like that. And this is before the Grand Budapest Hotel and, Moonrise Kingdom. I was out there watching Rushmore being like, you are forgiven. But regardless, don't hurt me, please. Even then, I still loved Jackass. And I'm glad to see that there's been kind of like a Jackass, Well, you know what I think it is? I think it's that my generation has very fond memories of Jackass. And it was like my parents' generation that was like, okay, we'll watch it, but this is like, is rotting your brain and it's like the dumbest thing you'll ever see. You know, the standards for humor change over time, but now that I think Jackass 4 is coming out like sometime relatively soon, I've seen a lot of reverence for Jackass. And if you want to, like, you know, paint it in the worst possible light, I think you can. You know, it really is a show where a bunch of guys do disgusting stuff to one another, cause each other, like, physical harm. But I think the thing that makes it okay is that they're all on the same page for the most part. You know, sure, you're like, you know, pranking, you know, your friends and stuff like that, but you're not doing it in a way that's like, oh, they thought we were just gonna, you know, go see a basketball game or something like that, and now they're sucking farts out of a tube. Like, you know, some of it is unaware, but most of it is just guys goofing around with the pretense that, like, you know, you goof me today, I'll get you tomorrow. This room's a bit messy, huh? Okay, finally. So I've always thought that there's just something, I don't really know how to describe it, but and this exact moment has been talked a lot about recently, but you know, when Johnny Knoxville got knocked out by plus-sized professional boxer Butterbean and smashes his head on like a concrete floor, he wakes up and the first thing he says is Butterbean okay? It's just like 99.99% of the population will never say something that funny in their entire life. And he just, you know, while semi-concussed, just busted that. It's an incredible moment. I'll be honest with you. I think this is pretty stinky, but it is also statistics, so let's go ahead and grab it. This run, we got a good base. I don't really know how, like, the rage or whatever it's called that Samson has. I don't really know how it works. I just know that when I get the opportunity... It's extended by kills. And then also, it gives us invulnerability to some kind of damage. Maybe contact damage? I don't know. Either way, we're moving on. Did I? Yeah, I got the relic on this floor. Okay, I'm just thinking. Boss Rush. Right now, I'm gonna tell you, I think we should do Boss Rush, Hush, Delirium. As a result, we'll head downwards on this floor. Boss Rush, Hush, Delirium. We've already done Hush, but we still have to do Hush in all likelihood to get to Delirium. So I think that's the way I'm gonna play this for now. It seems sensible to me. So yeah, will I watch Jackass 4? Absolutely. I'm not, you know, I do like some cerebral humor, no question, but I can get down with that gross out style as well. I'm not above it. I don't know who... most of the people who I think are above it, like when some people are like, that's not funny, and it's about something that's offensive, let's say. I get it. I don't always agree, but there are some situations where I'm like, what you said is actually just like almost so ill-informed that it can't be laughed at, even though I understand the premise of your joke. But then there's also, whenever people are like, oh, watching a dude get, you know, hit in the testicles with a sledgehammer, that's not funny. I'm like, no, that's where I draw the line. That's pretty funny. That's hilarious. You're probably losing your mind when, you know, Buster Keaton is, you know, standing in front of that house frame, and then the frame drops, but, you know, the place where, like, the attic is gonna be, falls perfectly so that he doesn't actually get injured. Come on, man. Don't even start with me. Hey, man, you know, he really did that. He really did that. You know, Harold Lloyd was really hanging off of that clock tower. Okay. You know, Johnny Knoxville actually got hit in the stomach with a cannonball. So, like, you know, what's the difference? You're not better than Johnny Knoxville. I do have to find the right environment for it. It's kind of a weird movie to just sit down and watch on the couch by yourself, but all things considered, it might be like the only option right now. Broken modem for 15 cents is really great. And I think if we're trying to do, you know, late game stuff, even though, you know, we could buy Nun's Habit here, and Nun's Habit in all likelihood will be worth a lot, I'd rather just get the, you know, the real thing here that we're looking for, and maybe later we can go back and get Nun's Habit. Seems quite useful. Yeah. Anyway, keep it moving. Anyway, that's all I got. We're here playing Isaac. Perhaps you've heard of it. We're here extending our berserk streak. Look at that. We got to deal with the devil. Do we care? I think I still might prefer, because our HP is kind of bad, I feel like I might prefer trying to get a deal with the angel. That's super good, actually, for a couple of reasons. One is, if we have a bomb, now we know we can go into the boss trap room. In fact, that's worth buying a bomb, because we'll get the stats from the bomb to begin with. Okay, well, let's not worry about that then. You know what? I didn't mean to buy justice, but that's okay. I'm happy we got a bomb out of what we were looking for there. Nun's Habit would have been better, but again, we're not really looking for Nun's Habit, like, undefined. And we're still, I would say, about 3 minutes ahead of schedule for boss rush. So I'm definitely, like, not concerned about taking a little too much time here. A little extra HP. You might think this makes me regret not doing the devil deal, but I think you would be mistaken, quite frankly. Well, the animation, man. I feel like we're in, actually, like, a pretty awesome situation. So, does Berserk get triggered by the more damage you do? The more damage you do, the faster Berserk charges up? Okay. Broken modem got a little spicy there. If that's the case, then we're, let's not say, like, guaranteed to win, but we're looking mighty good. Like, this is a run that definitely you could see going the distance. And knocking out, like, boss rush is one thing, knocking out Delirium's another. Those are, like, probably the two hardest things to do. Boss rush, because you gotta be super strong and fast. You gotta be quick and nimble, as the scholars would say. Okay, I lost my Rodden Heart, but it's no big deal. That's exactly what I'm rooting for. We have no bombs, but, I mean, it's still nice. What are we gonna do? I guess we could play a key beggar. I'll play it until I get down to 3. I'm willing. Blow him up. Yo! What can I say? Some days you just got it, man. And you know what? This might be one of those days. I got 2 more in me. You know what? You've been good to me. I'll play you a little bit more. Okay, that's where we gotta stop. But still. So we got an HP upgrade and head of the keeper there. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. Thank God we didn't just leave at the end of that floor. We got so much extra value out of it. Did I tell you yet? If you watch the streams, you're already aware of this. Did I tell you yet I watched a video about McDonald's combos, and they were like, you're probably under the impression that you save a lot of money by buying the combo instead of just getting the pieces individually. And I was like, yeah, duh, everyone knows that. And then they were like, actually, if you calculate the price of a medium drink, medium fry, and like a quarter pounder with cheese or something like that, if you order the combo, you save 9 cents versus the actual listed price, which is essentially, like, I don't want to, look, if you want to make it about this, then go ahead and make it about this. But 9 cents is one of those things where when people say, like, it adds up, I'm like, if it adds up, you know how much money you're costing yourself by eating so many quarter pounders with cheese? And I don't even mean, like, the cost of the sandwich. I mean, like, the health costs and, you know, perhaps reduced lifespan that you're gonna face. Come on, man. Like, that 9 cents, if it has time to add up, it doesn't have time to add up, you know what I mean? I'm noticing broken modem doubling these consumables. The money doesn't disappear. This is just Tainted Keeper hangover. It's actually doing awesome stuff for us, because even when we double the consumables, it doesn't double the penalty of the reward, if that makes sense. Please don't error room me, that's all I ask here. Sure, totally fine. It gives us the ability instead to pick up 3 of 4 things instead of 2 of 4, let's put it that way. But yeah, I didn't realize that there was, you know, almost like they've been selling us a lie. They don't want people to know. Maybe at one point the combo was, you know, and by the way, I want all 3 things. So if you're gonna do it that way, I suppose you might as well do it that way, because you're saving the 9 cents versus not saving it. But the flip side of that is, have I only been incepted to believe that I want all 3 of those things, and thus I've created a habit out of it? Because of the fact that they've offered the combo like that, and I was operating under the false pretense that it saved me money, and now I like don't feel like it's a true fast food meal unless I've actually got a drink, fries, and the chicken McNuggets. It's a weird thing to think about. It's interesting, you know, like so many things are bundled as a service these days. Not just software. Like I don't know at this point in my life how many times I've like paid for Photoshop. We do want to take it. I can't imagine we wouldn't want it. Like Photoshop when I was, you know, a younger lad. I'm pretty sure Photoshop was like $700 for a you know, just buy the lifetime license for the software. When you know, it's a lot of money. It's not like an enterprise level cost. I guess like AutoCAD is like, you know, 10 grand or something like that for industrial uses, but still, it's a lot of money. And you look at that and you go, why the heck would I pay, you know, $700 when instead I could just pay, let's go, you know, $15 a month or something like that. We do want to leave, by the way. I just want to make sure that, you know what? I think we just, no making sure. Let's just get the heck out of town. Please let me go, thank you. And we'll play this for a minute. When I could just pay 10 or 15 bucks a month, but now, like, I think I'm pretty sure that I got my, like, Photoshop, you know, monthly license from Adobe Creative Cloud in, like, I don't know, like 2012 or something like that, 2011. So I've been spending 15 bucks a month for like 120 months. When you do the math like that, it adds up pretty quickly, obviously. Okay, boss rush. That's the utmost importance. Boss rush. And it's the same, like, you know, obviously, like Netflix and, you know, Amazon Prime, CBS All Access, Deezer, etc., etc. You know, there's like infinite subscription services. But I also noticed that I saw a news article. If you've ever been to Japan, or, you know, maybe watched some like documentaries about what life is like in Japan, I'm not going to teleport out because an error room could ruin our lives. One of the things that people talk about is pretty like minor in the whole scheme of things, but one of the things people talk about is the idea that, you know, there's vending machines everywhere, which is awesome. You know, you can still go to a coffee shop if you want a coffee, but if you're in a rush, you just pop by a vending machine, pick up like a cold coffee or something like that, you know, a iced green tea, even like you can get a soup out of it or something like that, and it's very nice. And, you know, even like in hotels, for example, you can grab like you know, beer out of it, and it's not overpriced. You know, you're looking at like the equivalent of like $2 a can or something like that, which is a pretty good deal. It's not as cheap as you can get on Earth, I suppose, but it's a pretty good deal compared to what you would expect if you saw it in North America, probably, which is, you know, like $6 a can, because you don't even have to leave your room really for it, but or at least leave the premises. But I saw that in Japan, the Coca-Cola Limited Corporation is offering a new subscription service where basically you get like a loyalty program. You can get 1 drink a day out of their vending machines for the equivalent of like $25 a month. And you gotta think, you know, it's... I don't want to call it insidious, because it's almost too easy. It's one of those things where, like, I don't want to say it because so many people are going to agree with me that it's almost unfair, right? Can I tell you, by the way, I actually look at this and I think to myself that maybe the new meta here is gift secret room. Because the secret room pool is amazing, but the odds of it giving you an item are so low. Let me get back to that, okay? Because, like, I genuinely think this could be a huge play for us. We just need to find the actual room itself. But, it's kind of insidious, right? Because you think to yourself, or maybe this is how the corporate psychology works. You want to think to yourself, well, if you compare the prices not of the actual use case you would likely get, but instead to, like, what they want you to compare it to. And that's a very roundabout way of saying it, but work with me here. You might say, well, 1 drink a day, 30 days a month, out of a vending machine, that would cost you like $1 a drink or something like that. So let's say that's 30 bucks. It's probably a little bit over 30 bucks. I'm working on like mid-2000s prices. And you're getting 30 bucks worth of value for 25 bucks. That's a smoking deal. Now, I think on a logical level, we all understand why that's not an apples-to-apples comparison. Sack of Sacks is not what I was looking for, but it's still pretty good. The reason it's not an apples-to-apples comparison because the alternative is only $30 if you're in the habit of buying 1 drink from the vending machine every single day, which I would posit the hypothesis that that's probably a little bit of a, at the higher end of people's usage rates. We're still going to make boss rush rate here, by the way. Don't sweat it. Just have to, we're going to get a move on starting right now, but... And I think that's, the part of the subscription model is, it's really good, I think, if you're, like, an insanely high-end user, and that tricks the normal users, who maybe myself included, who might, if I lived in that situation, get a couple of drinks a week out of the vending machine. It tricks the normal user into thinking that they're getting a sick deal just based on the mathematics of it, without actually examining the reality of the situation. So, hold on, let's just grab this. We want to do boss rush. Ghost Pepper with great luck stats is awesome. Blood of the Martyr is in abstract the best. This is a tough one. You know what I'm going to do? Like, our damage is already good. So I'm going to take Ghost Pepper. At 0 luck, it should do something for us, but I'm hoping that we manage to get a high luck stat, because it's really like one of the most fun archetypes in the game. And I'm not even suggesting the idea that, like, oh, people are too stupid to, figure this out for themselves. I don't think it's like that. And by the way, this is stuff that you could probably empirically test. So I'm not saying that makes me a genius. Quite the opposite. I'm saying it's very easy to posit, like, explanations for things without actually going through the trouble of verifying whether they're actually statistically significant. So I'm calling myself an idiot, essentially. However, I'm suggesting more that, like, the way that the marketing works for this kind of stuff is just to, it leads your brain down the path of least resistance, where least resistance is a not fair comparison between two false dilemmas, I get it, don't get me wrong, but, like, I can't help but feel like the company's double dipping. Like, they're selling you 2 cents worth of syrup for 75 cents instead of $1. And then on top of that, for their generosity, they also get you addicted to, the habit of, buying 1 Coke Zero a day out of the vending machine. And once you make that a part of your personality, they got you by the short hairs. It's not to say that I feel like all subscriptions are, useless. Some of them are really convenient. Like, Amazon offers, and this is, not meant to be explicitly, like, pro-Amazon, although I do use them for, like, 90% of my consumption, probably. But there's stuff that you use on a regular, repeatable basis, reliably speaking. Toothpaste is a great example. You roughly know how often you go through a tube of toothpaste, maybe once every 2 or 3 months. If you go on Amazon, some of these products will be offered, like, on a subscription service where you can save, like, you know, 15% off your order by, you know, telling Amazon that you're, you know, hey, every 2 months just send me like a tube of green Sensodyne or something like that. And I think that, you know, you can almost get a win-win out of that. Obviously, they get something out of the, like, I'm assuming the simplified logistics or something like that, or you know, getting your business for household staples and consumer goods, instead of just having you, like, on impulse run out to the pharmacy or the grocery store or whatever. You know, that might be worth something to them. But, you know, it would be a different story if they were like, hey, the Sensodyne Corporation is offering a subscription service. We'll just send, every week we'll send a new 1 week sized tube of toothpaste to your door, and then you don't even have to worry about it anymore. That's where I think I would, that's more like the Coke analog to me. Anyway, I'm just saying. Soul of Samson has appeared in the basement. Easy fight. Like, I think to some I guess this is the whole point I've been trying to make this whole time, is I caffeinate. I'm not a buy nothing guy. I buy things from time to time. This is totally fine, by the way. Maybe it's not the way I wish that it went down, but we can afford for this to happen on this floor. Might as well snag it. And you know what? We might as well buy this. At least we get some stats. I am looking at this like maybe we should... we could get a battery here maybe, but I was like, maybe we should buy... The heck is this, man? I bet this takes us... Nope, I was going to say they're 99, but... I was thinking maybe we buy Cursed Eye for stats, but it's the wrong play for sure. Anyway, we have a 100% chance of a deal with something here, which I'm happy to see. I'm not a buy nothing kind of guy, for sure. However, I do think that sometimes... You know, you gotta... Just keep in mind, I guess, is all I'm trying to say. I'm not a consumer advocate necessarily. Just in my experience... You know, you see it all the time, like, sometimes people will, you know, like, if you go to, let's say hypothetically, sometimes, you know, at the grocery store, they'll have, like, this is not really a hypothetical, but at the grocery store, sometimes they'll have, like, a juice bar, right? Sometimes when I go there, I'll, you know, if I skip lunch or something like that, I'll get myself a juice, and they'll be like, are you a part of our loyalty program? And one time, most of the time, I'm just like, no, and they're like, do you want to be? And I'm like, no. But some of the time, or at least one of the times, I went there and I was like, what do you get out of it? And they're like, oh, well, like, all you have to do is give us your phone number and email address, and then, like, you know, once every 20 juices, you get, like, a free juice or something like that. And it sounds like one of those things where there's no negative to it, right? You know, all I have to do is, you know, lose some of my privacy when inevitably this small corporation that has no idea how to handle cybersecurity at all has a data breach, and then, like, all this stuff just ends up on the dark web. But apart from that, hey, you know, once every 20 juices, a free juice, there's no downside. Well, I think there is, like, a kind of weirdly insidious kind of downside, believe it or not, which is if you're not already in the habit of getting the juice from this place, you're going to be more likely to buy juice from this place in the future. That might not seem like a bad... I mean, it's not like they're taking money out of your pocket without giving you anything. They're giving you juice. But the alternative is that you actually just maybe bring a bottle of water with you in a granola bar, and then instead of having to buy a juice that, you know, I can't believe we're paying so much for juices these days, instead of buying a juice, you just, you know, maybe put on your favorite song and get those neurotransmitters someplace else, right? But then again, I should also note that if you're watching this and you're part of the younger generation, I feel like I'm definitely... I have more conspicuous consumerism than the average, you know, 20-year-old. So I'm not trying to say, like, oh, I live an ascetic lifestyle where I don't actually, like, consume anything. I'm just saying you gotta consider the alternatives, okay? I mean, duality is essentially useless here. As, by the way, is the angel statue to begin with, but why not? I should have absolutely taken the spirit art. Okay, so this is... I didn't realize it at the time, but it's actually awesome. We've already fought Hush, but this is still great. Because we get 4 chests 2 items and then a shop, and the shop will have 2 shops, and the shop will give us stats. So this is like, is mighty nice. 90 cents for Epic Fetus. It's like, I think it's really good. And I definitely, I know we can get there. Is it worth not buying anything else? Probably. I mean, like, that's an unbelievably expensive shop, but that is funny. Dogtooth is fine, especially if we're going to spend all our money anyway. We don't really need Golden Razor. These are both pretty bad. I don't know. We could get a lot of stuff instead of Epic Fetus here. Like, we could take Trinket Smelter and Smelt. Ancient Recall, giving us a Chaos card. It totally, I called it, dude! It totally worked. We'll use Chaos on Hush Face, too. And I don't really feel, I guess we might want to take Teleport with us in the future. This might give us 1 stairway, but it'll also definitely give us, the stats from when we bought it, obviously. So we'll say no to Dr. Fetus for now, but it's very funny. And then, oh, you know what? We should save our money with Stairway. Yeah. And then we'll take this just in case we accidentally go to the Delirium fight too fast in the future. Now, we should take, we should buy King Baby for 1. Because I think it's gonna really amp up our damage from Little Brim. I mean that completely sincerely. Because it'll cause Little Brim to shoot. I don't know if it'll home, but it'll at least aim. And it'll cause Little Brim to shoot every time its charge is up. I think that's worth 15 cents in my world. Plus we get the stats. And we got Conjoined, which is probably actually bad, but it's okay. Spiders, of course. The money's nice. There's Little Brim doing what it does. Death card or the Moon. I think you definitely take the Moon. And then with King Baby, you know... Oh, I thought there was a familiar in here. Both of these are not worth taking then. Okay. So now we'll go fight Delirium. I mean, dude, this has been mighty good. We didn't need to fight Hush, to be fair, but still. So we'll check this out real quick. Jar of Wisps. You know, I think it's not amazing. But on the other hand, I think that it probably provides us with slightly more benefit. I would like to think at least it provides us with more benefit than Undefined. And I don't know if we'll get it charged too many times, but if we do, like, we'll be happy campers. I actually think it would be totally fine. I mean, we have a teleport card, but I think it would be totally fine if we fought Delirium first. By the way, you can fly. If we end up fighting Delirium, I think it's completely okay. We should live. That being said, a Chaos card would hit the spot. I don't even think... I mean, this is how, like, out of the loop I am with Delirium. I don't even think Delirium dies to a single Chaos card, but... it would be nice regardless. Dude, look at this damage. It's pretty good. So this makes all... It's an HP upgrade, and it makes all of our item pedestals also have an HP upgrade. If we want them to. I mean, I don't see a great reason not to just do this. Are you seeing the damage, by the way, that, like, Little Brim is doing thanks to King Baby? Like, I think this is the right way to play this, quite frankly. I'm actually gonna get insane. I'm gonna use my my bombs to try to get a better card. Because obviously the Moon's not doing too much for us. Look at this, though, man. Look at this. He's already half dead. Little Brim's helping out with the rest. We got it again. If we get hit now and then, I don't sweat it too much. Keep in mind, if things go, like, truly, terribly, catastrophically wrong. Dude, the Little Brim King Baby synergy on Delirium. Because this guy whips around like a freaking nightmare. It's so amazing. I'm kind of losing it. at how good Little Brim is for us here, as just as like a defensive enabler while we're trying to, you know, I don't know what there is to say that hasn't already been said. Like, this is an awesome setup, and we've got the music glitch here, but that's completely okay. Did you just fart on me? I guess you can do that. Okay, just don't, no reason to squander the run here. Just be happy with your devil card. Little Brim's doing amazing stuff, in theory. I don't know where it is, but it's... wherever it is doing good work. Okay, what a fun run. And we busted down the Coca-Cola Corporation. Took them down a peg. Feels good, man. For now, put me in here. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!